Hello, Sagittarians. Welcome, welcome. Just getting reset up. Just got done doing a reading with Aries. So hope everybody is doing good. And first off, today is I'm recording this on the 17th, and I want to say thank you very much. It has been 1 year today. I have been on YouTube live. Well, just being on YouTube, period. And so I want to thank you so very much for you guys that even pop in and watch, and those that say like, share, and subscribe, and hit those buttons. And even just to pop in and catch a video that might be helping you, whether it be a reading or a spiritual video or a mind video or body video kind of a thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. It has been a very interesting journey doing this. It is definitely divine driven. And so I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. There is a video I did really short to thank everybody, but I personally wanted to thank all my Sagittarians. Thank you so much. All right. So this is going to be for the 19th through the 25th that I'm going to do your reading for. There is a full moon on the 23rd. This is going to be an interesting full moon because it is a full moon in Aquarius. Oh, hey, no, that's okay. Abigail, let me pull a card here real quick for you here in a second before I do a reading. Definitely, this is going to be a really interesting month along with next because we have the full moon in um, Aquarius, and next month we're having a full moon in Aquarius. So these energies are connected. And so on the 23rd, if you haven't subscribed and hit the bell, please go ahead and do that so that you can catch and see what it's all about. And actually what the name of this full moon is and why it's called what it is. All right. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, but hit the bell so that you can watch any video. They all are live. You're very welcome, Abigail. I haven't seen you for a while, so. And drive safely. Oh my goodness. How are you doing that? I hope you have a Bluetooth on or something, right? All right, guys. Abigail is from just the Aries reading, and I was going to pull a card for her, but she had to pop out for a minute, so let me pull a card for her. I don't know what this is going to be in relation to, Ab, so just be patient here and see what the Divine's got a message for you, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. What deck do I want? I'm going to use my favorite deck because there's lots of energy in this deck, all right? Ooh, I didn't have to pull it very far, guys. So Abigail, this is five of cups. I know you probably can't see it while you're driving. However, the 5 of cups is all about looking at the negative or the things that might be going wrong or things that are not happening the way that you would like them to, rather than the positive side of it. So I'm not sure what's going on in your life right now, but 5 is also something about, an energy that's unstable, that it's not quite right, that maybe it's off balance a little bit, or it's actually a new energy that's like a novice energy. It's like exciting, but it's not. So fear could be a factor in this. A lot of the times when we go to the negative or go to the low vibrations, we look at, and that's fear inside of us for whatever reason it is. Okay, so need to change the mindset, whatever is happening or whatever this is for. Turn the mindset around to the positive, the higher vibration, and that's going to draw in abundance. So it's going to draw in whatever you want, and it's going to push away whatever divine doesn't want there. Okay, but you got to look at it more from what I'm hearing is from a truthful aspect. All right. You're very welcome. I don't know if that resonated or helped with you, but definitely I would say look more at the positive side, at the pros, or weigh the pros and the cons and look at the pros. And if there's more cons, then that's your answer. I hate to say that, but definitely. All right. All right, so let's get to the reading here for Sagittarians. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited to be 1 year, guys. I cannot believe it. Blows my mind. You would be, if you could see my journey from 2019 till now. I have been more joy filled than any time in my life. It's the divine is amazing. I wish I could share with you all of that he has just blown away my mind in abundance, but also some of the spiritual stuff that he's doing. Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad. That isn't me though. That's divine. So please, ask divine. Definitely, he will show. And listen to that intuition, whatever the results are. Listen to that intuition because that's where he's trying to guide you. All right. All right. So those of you that are brand new and are new to tarot, because when I joined tarot or did tarot, I was like, what the heck is an oracle? I thought there was only one kind of deck. And let me tell you, I did massive research. Anybody on this earth can read tarot. Anybody. But it's the connection between the second dimension and the first dimension that is in the reader that is what comes through. Because there's all kinds of meanings for all different cards. But if you don't have a divine connection or a second, well, I have to say a Holy Spirit, divine God connection, because you can have a connection with a spirit, but you just don't want any spirit. Okay. You want divine God or the Holy Spirit because that's your highest of vibrations. And that's why I will tell you that the first card, the divine's card, and the third card, which is our future card, the energies usually are pretty much the same. They go together hand in hand. And look at this, they do, because your divine's card is disruption and the third card is protection, okay, which is your future card. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 9, that's 11 and 12, so that's 3 and 4. So definitely it is about acknowledging. So the disruption card is 9, 12. No, wait a minute. 9, 10, 11. I can't count today. 12, that's 3. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I was right. So 3 and 4. So definitely acknowledge, but this is also this disruption. He's going to throw a wrench in somebody's, we'll see if we get the Tower card today. But he's going to throw either a wrench into something to see if you're actually being faithful for 1, or if you're following his guide for 2, or 3, if you're ready for something. So he will throw that in there, the distractions. Also, when that happens, the adversary will definitely try to distract you so that you don't get to your goal. You don't get to what you want. It's sort of like when I tell you, say, if you want love, be the love that you want to attract. He will stop something in there. He will put a decoy in there. He will do something to distract you so you don't get the person that you want, but you get somebody that you get in a situationship, or that you get delayed with, that is not even supposed to be, or the relationship was manipulated to be in a relationship and that's not even supposed to. That's the adversary saying, ha, 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 now you're with mine and you won't get what you're supposed to get. So this is the disruption that may happen. This could be a disruption in work. This could be a change in work. Could be something. You got to remember that this third card, this future energy, is for your protection. It is for your growth and protection, for good, for the good, not for good. Oh, you mean I'm losing this job for good and I'm not going to get a job? No, it is for the good, because you need to level up, not level down. What is it? I don't know. If some of these games will say level up, level up. This is sort of what you want to do. Level up with divine and your purpose and your calling. Now, with that said, the current energy, which is the 19th through the 25th, and remember, we have full moon energies in here, and I'm not going to go into those, but they start the 20th, Tuesday. And this is about the High Priestess. This is about the number 2, about bringing something or someone together, or separating or blowing them apart. Basically saying, nope, see ya. It's sort of like the end of a season, the number 2. It's either going to bring something in new and bring it together, or it's going to say, hey, this is the end of a season. It's time to farewell, goodbye, or farewell, we're done. You learned your lesson, move on, kind of a thing. And this is your discernment, and this is your prophecy and vision. This is the High Priestess. Okay, this is the divine's word also to you, because the High Priestess is extremely spiritual. And if you look at the High Priestess in the tarot deck, she is actually between 2 towers. She's between Boaz and Jachin. She's in a doorway, but she's blocking the doorway. But Boaz and Jachin, one is black, one is white. Yin, yang, positive, negative, dark, light. good, bad, bad, good, evil, kind of a thing. So you got to really pay attention. So whenever there is good, there's going to be a negative follow behind it. Whenever there is a negative, there's going to be a positive follow. It's like a battery. You know, when you look at batteries, if you were to put two batteries together, if you put a negative and a positive, yin yang, male, female, they connect. But if you put a negative and a negative, a male and a male, female and a female, I'm not going into all that kind of stuff, but what I'm saying is, you know, scientifically, they won't connect. They'll bounce back. If you put the negative or the positive and the positive, and they're not going to work. They're going to push against each other. But if you put the positive and the negative together, the yin and the yang, the dark and the good, we all have it. We have our shadow side, we have our light side. So we have to have it, but we've got to let the light shine power over the shadow, the dark. All right? I don't know who that was for, but boy, where did that go? Now, I don't want anybody coming back at me or saying, no, I'm not going to join her channel. I don't care what anybody does or is or anything like that. I'm just giving a hypothetical for a scientific batteries, not people. Okay? Because I know my daughter's like, you really didn't say that, did you? That's not politically correct. Or something of that nature. You know, she does protect me. She's my protection. Actually, God's my protection. Trust me. All right. Let's see what we've got going for Sagittarians today. Wow, we're already 11 minutes into this. The other thing too, guys, is that there is the video I still put down there, the link, the choices and the decisions, because Divine, all this week, it's been about that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's in relation to you guys, but he definitely had me do it, and he said put it up again, so I did it. But I also did it with the link so that you could go watch that. All right, if you want to do that, I would appreciate it. I would love your comments and your support in that. But also, too, it's for you. So if it doesn't fit you, it doesn't fit you. All right? All right, Divine, let's see what we've got going for these Sagittarians. He's not throwing out any cards. Oh, yes, he is now. Wow, that moon is just popping up all over the place this week. Again, it's the disruption. Disruptions, disruptions, disruptions. Definitely this week. All right. This is interesting. Okay, so with the moon out as your first card out, so that what that tells me is there's some things that are just not seen, some things that are actually that you may not really pay attention to, but you really want to pay attention to them. Sort of just, you know, noticing everything around you, making sure that you check everything before you either say or do something. We've got 15, 16, 17, 18, so 9. This is with the moon, that's the 9 in numerology. It means really, really, really important. Really keep your mind and pay attention to definitely what is not seen. That's your disruption. It's sort of like, you know, like when people don't do things that they say, but they actually are doing them behind your back, or, you know, just, you know, for example, if somebody says, oh yeah, hey, do you want to go to the movies? And you're like, yeah. So you call them and you're like, hey, do you want to go to the movies? Well, sorry, I'm out doing errands. And then you see them out with a bunch of friends or something, and they're doing something else. So that kind of a thing. It's just not very honest, not very truthful, just something that's sort of hidden. So be really, really mindful of that this week, because that's the number 9, and that is intense. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So with the card next to it is the 4 of Swords, which means to me that somebody's working way too much. Maybe they're overworking, and this is something that needs to maybe take a break, or maybe not work as much. And they're like, yeah, well, I got bills to pay. Put your faith in Divine. Divine will protect you. Divine will give you everything that you need if you trust in him. I'm a witness to that. I had $0 in my pocket. I had know how many times. I can't even count them on two hands and 10 toes. I can't. And he would come through at the last minute. That's one of the things I told my daughter. I said that's what I'm gonna call my next book, the last minute, because I don't know how many times it was sort of like a joke at first, because it's like he's testing how faithful and wonderful you are to him, and he is to you. Excuse me, he is to you, not you to him, but he is to you. Vice versa too, though. So somebody's working too much and not getting enough rest. It's going to create stress on your body. It's also going to create stress in your life because it's not balanced. We have the star. Creating balance, which is what we're trying to do, is create balance in our life, because when we pass on, you don't want people to remember you for all you did is work. Oh, he worked really good. Well, what else do you know him? Gosh, I don't know, because he was always working. She was always working. There's got to be balance, and balance is mind, spirit, and body. So that means you have to have refueling for your spirit, you have to have relaxation for your spirit, your body, everything of that nature. And if you work, I used to be a workaholic, 80 hours a week. Yeah. And almost lost my daughter from it. Then I learned that I needed to balance my life. I was trying to control life. I was trying to do everything, and I wasn't trying to do anything spiritual. Say, hey, God, help me out here. I need some help down. I need some help down here, around here, because spirit is everywhere. But the thing is, I was trying to get and do it everything myself. You can't. The world will not allow you to do everything yourself to a point, and be happy in your mind, in your spirit. And I know this sounds strange, but a lot of the times if we try to be too independent, do everything ourselves, we miss out. We miss out on our families, we miss out on our friends, we miss out on making memories, so that when we do leave, we have a legacy to be remembered by. Oh my gosh, I remember when we went to blah blah blah, and oh my gosh, she's so funny because she fell on her face and we were all laughing about it. Memories. Oh, we went on vacation, and oh my gosh, it was such a beautiful vacation. We went to wherever, and the people were great, the resort was great, blah 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 blah, whatever. Oh my gosh, you remember the dinner that we had together? Oh my gosh, the turkey was only half. This happened actually with Thanksgiving. The turkey was only half cooked, and the food was like the oven wasn't working right. Oh, do you remember that? Oh my gosh, that was so. Do you remember when she memories? Okay, so this is what's really important. Memories. And this is what the adversary will do, is disrupt so that you don't make those memories. That there's balance, there's no balance, and all you do is work, 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 work. I was talking to a lady recently. She apparently had divorced back in the day because her husband owned 3 businesses, loved to do a sport, and she said that he was never home. Never home. And I was just there by myself all the time. Some people would love that. However, if you've got a family, you need to be with your kids. You need to grow those kids and that kind of a thing. And sadly enough, it ends things. A lot of things happen though. Okay, so balance is off, working way too much. There's something that isn't seen that you're going to really need to pay attention to. We have the Page of Cups. This is for a younger person. The Page of Cups is very creative. Now, this is where balance comes in, because somebody is very creative and they need to use those creative energies how to create more balance in their life. It's a little bit younger person, but in their late 20s, 30s, because the page is usually a very immature. However, the Page of Cups is very curious. However, that page is a little bit older. It is maturing, say from a young person to maybe young adulthood, that kind of a thing. Beginning to know how to dress better, not just dress because mom gave them the clothes and this is what they're going to wear. They're using their own creative. They're becoming their own individual. Okay, so this is probably for a young person. So if you're going to school and you've got 2, 3 jobs and you're trying to go to school, way too much. Way too much. There's other avenues that you can do besides killing yourself to go to school. Okay. We do have some type of pentacles coming in here with the Knight of Pentacles. This may be due to finance. It may be due to something coming towards you to put some coins in your pocket, but it also could mean he's a little bit romantic. So there might be some romance coming your way. There might be actually a love of a person, could be a friend. I love my friends. I love some of my acquaintances. But love is different. Love has 8 different levels. Did you know that? And there's 5 different love languages. Did you know that? If not, there are videos in Divine Warrior Intuitive. All you have to type in is love. I think I put that on there. I might not have yet. You'd have to go to Get Balanced 2020, the link below. But definitely the 5 love languages and love, 8 levels. But this is your challenge card. So there is somebody from the past that might be coming forward again. That might be from your recent past and they took a break and left, or maybe they were afraid, or maybe they weren't sure of things. But definitely, this is your challenge card to allow them in or not, because this is about harmony improvement, because it's number 6. Okay. And you definitely have to protect you, your future, your goals, your family, and the things around you. So if you don't feel that this is a person or the right timing, then you just don't go there. Okay, this is your challenge card because it's going to be really easy. They're going to really make it easy to want to come in. But there might be something hidden there again that you don't know about. So really pay attention to those red flags. All right. Oh man, I've got one new deck coming in. I will tell you right now, for those who've been watching me, I had in Disney World, I think the last week I had told you I bought a new deck, right? I bought 2 new decks in Disney World. And one I had felt some energies, and we always hope that they're good. And I had used it a couple of times, and I had some troubles reading them. You guys wouldn't know that, but I had some troubles reading them. And I would get the message, and then it would get muddled. I'd get the message, and I'd get muddled. I'm like, okay, what's there reading on this? Well, luckily, one of my viewers said, "Do you know about that deck?" And so he told me about that. And I was like, you know what? I was wondering, because I hadn't had time. Usually we research as tarot, we research our decks to see, the energies that they give. I didn't research these decks before I bought them. So big mistake, learning lesson. And so they went back. They're going back. I'm selling those decks. Do not want them. The energies are not of divine, not of what I want. And they're just not. The divine spoke to me after I made this decision. So I know what kind of decks I need to buy now. And I need to stay with that. So some of my decks may be boring to you. Anyway. 4 of Cups. Somebody definitely is contemplating. Might be a little depressed about something. Something didn't turn out their way. Maybe it could be a relationship too. Could be somebody came forward, because these are cups. Definitely could have came towards you, and you really had hoped for the relationship or dating to go forward, and it didn't. I don't know who that's for. But the reason why it didn't was for your protection. It wasn't a disruption. It was, the High Priestess, and for your protection. Now, this may be coming towards you because this is next week's energies. So this may be coming towards you. This may be saying, hey, you know what? Don't be depressed about it. Don't, be sad for a minute, but don't hang out there, because I'm trying to protect you. And that person isn't right for you. So if that happens for you this week, definitely. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go to, because we're running 24 already, I'm going to go into love and relationships here in a minute. There is a little bit here, not a whole lot. Just, with the Knight of Pentacles coming in, it is forward movement, but he is looking at the 6 of Cups. So that's why I'm saying there might be an old friendship coming back. You used to be friends and now you want to be something more. Maybe. That kind of a thing. I don't know who that's for. All right. These cards are so thick. Okay, so we have strength. Yeah, it is. It's really hard to jump out of something and try to pull yourself out of something and not be depressed or sad. Depression is earthly more so than it is spiritually. Being sad is part of who we are as human beings. That's an emotion. But depression is something that you expected to turn out one way and didn't. And that is an emotion of the world. So that is something that can be changed, unless it's, of course, a medical thing where you're medically, because then you have synapses. It's not connecting, and the electrical part's not connecting very good. Okay, and it does take strength to do that. Okay, it does. But the number 8 with that, when you do push yourself through that and think positive and keep pushing yourself forward in the forward movement, that it brings more progress, but it also brings reward, because that's the number 8 in the numerology. Then we have the 10 of Wands, and it releases the burden. 10 of Wands is about a heaviness. It releases the weight of your heart. Okay, so it does take strength to lift yourself up, and sometimes that's why we have a support friend or somebody who helps us and lifts us up when we get a little bit sad or a little bit down, and that releases the burden of our heart, or it releases the heaviness of our heart so that we don't have to carry that with us. Okay, and then it begins to protect us, because then once we feel that and we get through that heaviness, then what happens is we sort of look at ourselves and say, okay, what just happened, kind of a thing. And we say, okay, why did they go, or why couldn't I have that person, or why did they leave, or whatever. And then we begin to be a Virgo and analyze it and say, oh, you know what, glad they left, because I could see divine protects us in all kinds of ways, and that's your future energy. Okay, that's your future energy. So don't get really, when you do get down, allow yourself to be down for a minute. Don't stay there, but then ask yourself, okay, what was the lesson in all that? And what was divine or God or Holy Spirit saying? Why? That you need to ask, and you'll get the answer, because the answer's already been given. And when you give that, you just have to be tuned in, kind of a thing. All right. All right. So let's go to love and relationships, because I didn't realize how late we are. All right. Aries went a little bit long today because there were some questions. Some people had some questions. And I always like to add questions, because there is energy there that is disrupted. And we try to get it back on track and balanced. And hopefully in a manner that brings light and love. All right. So let's see what love and relationships, because there wasn't a whole lot of love in here, but there is definitely a lot about paying attention to who's around you, and protection, and listening to your gut and your intuition. Somebody's just working way too much. Balance is off, because we got balance. We've got the star in the center. Balance is off for Sagittarians anyway right now. It's just like a little twisted, a little tilted, is the best way I can put it, I guess. So for love and relationships, this could be somebody single going into dating or asking to date. This could be you're already dating. It could be somebody that's in a relationship, whether it's intimate or headed that way, or marriage. I don't know. Okay, but I do have the number 11, which is also the number 2, which is bringing something together, a partnership together. So it's about a spirit communication. It's about paying attention. It's the Hawk Prince. So what was I just talking about, guys? Paying attention to the details of the things that are hidden. So that's listening to the red flags, or reading between the lines of fact, not fiction. Don't say, well, he didn't come home last night, so he must have went out and cheated. That's fiction. The fact is, you need to speak and ask. Okay, so you came home late last night. That's not usual for you. So what happened? Give them the benefit of the doubt, But the other thing is, if your gut's saying different, really you got to go with what your gut, and really pay attention if your gut's working from divine or working from that low vibration. Because a lot of the times when we start fabricating, assuming, or what is the other word? Fabricating, assuming, coming to your own conclusion before you even get the facts. There's another word I'm trying to search with the letter C, I think. Not assume. It's a judging word. Oh, I'm going to forget it until you guys go. And then when you guys go, I'm going to like, Sagittarius, it's this. All right. So spirit communication. Spirit communication is you talking to divine. So if you have a question about somebody and they're like, oh, wow, I started dating them or we're in a relationship, you know, is this the right one? Is it my husband? Is it my wife? Oh, wow, are we going to be together a long time? It's sort of like that video I did when you ask me if he's coming back. There's a video called that. If you go on the playlist, when you ask me if he's coming back, check that video out because it is a question you need to be asking divine because your answer is already there. You're just not paying attention to it. So this spiritual communication back and forth needs to be number one of most in any relationship. And paying attention to what that answer is. Or it's like I said, it's already here. Listening to your intuition. You already know the answer. You know, the Hawk Prince. Notice they use birds because birds are a messenger. They use the wings in the back. The birds are a messenger. The angels are the messengers. You know, they're the ladder between ooh gosh, I got these backwards, between divine and us, second dimension and us, definitely. Ooh, 3 cards. No, can't do that. Gotta give me one. Sorry. So, and this is again the number 11 partnership. So it's going to bring it together. So you need to really listen to those messages from divine because it will bring it together, and you really need to pay attention. Again, you have to pay attention to the unseen, second dimension. Because you can't see the second dimension. You can have trust and faith in the second dimension. But a lot of people are too afraid to do that because you can't see it. It's like, I need to see it before I believe it. No, it's like you need to believe before you see. All right. Yeah, bring love into the situation. So again, we're in the waxing moon until the 23rd when the full moon comes in. So when the waxing moon, that means bringing in abundance. We can bring love into our situation by giving love. That is what we have to do. If you want love, you must give love. And the way that we give love, especially in a relationship, the way that you give love may not be, this is again where the paying attention comes in, is that the way that you give love may not be that person's way of feeling they are loved. That's where the 5 love languages come in. And you can see that video on getbalance2020.com or just Google John Gray. No, John Gray didn't write that book. Gosh, just Google 5 love languages and you'll be able to get a free audio, or you'll be able to hear the book or whatever. But really, it's really, really important. If I would have had that book before my husband left, I probably wouldn't be divorced because I was feeding him my love language was not his love language. And why? Because we weren't communicating. And the thing is, I need to find out what he needs in his life to make him feel filled with joy, not happy, but filled with joy. And then he looks at my life and fills my life with joy because he asks me what makes me feel full. Okay. And then you both can be feeding each other. And then you come together in the center and be each other's dessert. So you have the entree, wholeness, wholeness. Okay. And then you have the dessert, which is just adding on to the meal, just adding the joy. You're not giving joy. You're not being his joy. He's not being your joy. You're not completing each other. You're just being each other's dessert. And if you want to add whipped cream on the top, icing on the cake. All right. So that kind of a thing. But you really got to be paying attention. But, bring love and give love. So I say give love, and then it will bring love. Manifestation, we're right in the waxing moon. It's about abundance, bringing things to us. This is something that's really important. It's like manifesting. People who believe in manifesting, you manifest it and it will come to you. You work hard, you believe in it, it will come to you. Again, this is about the divine. Believe in it and then you will see it, not see it and then believe it. It doesn't work that way. It's got to work the opposite way. You got to have trust. Got to have trust. All right, guys, this has been your reading of Sagittarians. Whew, we made it through. And again, thank you for the most wonderful year, joyful year journey. It's been a lot of fun. And I hope that you guys, if you haven't subscribed, that you keep subscribing. I love that. And hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm on live. And you can, like Abigail, you can always ask questions. Or at the very end, I can pull a card. She came on, she was on before. And so that's why I did that in the very beginning. So please have a great, great week. Now on the 23rd, again, I'll have a reading for the full moon, but I do not know what time. I will probably post that around the 20th. So to see that upload or to know when I'm going to be on, just subscribe and hit the bell, and then you'll know. Otherwise, just like, smash those buttons, smash them all. And we'll see you next time live on the 26th. Take care, guys.